Today is Florence Nightingale's 200th birthday.
Oh, is that why it's National Nurses
Nurses
Day
Week.
and Nurses Week, and I think today is actually Nurses Day.
Today is the last day of National Nurses Week, and Florence Nightingale's 200th birthday.
It is second hundredth. That's
Second
another way
hundredth.
to say 200.
That's my new phrase. I've decided to coin that. And Mikhail Shneyder is on the phone. He is the CEO and founder of Nightingale College. He's on the phone.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
How's everybody? I'm well, thank you.
Well, we're doing. Where is Nightingale College, Mikhail?
We're actually based in Salt Lake City, but we operate in all 5 time zones across the nation. So
Oh, really?
9 states.
How long has Nightingale College been in existence?
About a little over 9 years, so we'll be celebrating our 10th anniversary next year. So yeah, we're fairly young in nursing education space, but as Florence Nightingale herself, pioneering certain things that haven't existed prior to us.
We need nurses more than ever now, it seems, and I'm curious if you're seeing an uptick in people registering.
We absolutely do need nurses. Communities need them. We've had a shortage, even despite the latest pandemic. The shortage has been existing. The supply-demand imbalance. And yes, we actually just started our largest cohort across the 9 states last week. So there's certainly quite a bit of interest in the profession, still remains. And, these folks that are registering now, hats off to them, because, they have seen over the past several weeks how tough it can get and how heroic really the job is. So
let's get back to Florence Nightingale. I think it's interesting to note that she founded actually the first nursing college ever, right? The first nursing school.
Absolutely, she did. She was a statistician and a social reformer back in the 19th century. She pioneered sort of infection control techniques that we use to this day through use of evidence and data. And then prior to her, nursing was a sort of a volunteer type of job and a menial job. And so she brought professionalism to it and established in the hospital where she served, she established that first ever nursing school in London.
So the perfect person then to name your nursing school after.
Absolutely. We're very proud to carry her name and borrowing it essentially. But we thought because we'll be challenging the status quo just as she did so many years ago that the name was fitting.
Now, it says here in some information that your office sent to us that you have online courses for nurses and healthcare practitioners. So I would assume you can't do a whole nursing degree online, can you?
Sure. Well, let me offer shed some light on this. We do offer full associate, bachelor's, and master's degree. Master's is in nursing education, but associates and bachelor's is in nursing. And there are pre-licensure programs, means somebody with high school education can enroll and go all the way through. And the way we do it, and this is the innovation of the model, we deliver all of the didactic instruction or theory online, and then we partner with local healthcare facilities in the communities that we serve to support the experiential learning or the on-ground component of the instruction. And so essentially people do get the on-ground exposure. However, quite a bit of it can be done online through new technologies and virtual simulation, the virtual reality and game-based learning. So cutting-edge things that exist in education, and certainly we're one of the first to be adapting it in nursing education.
So Nightingale, the Nightingale College, if people are interested in being a nurse, how do they get a hold of you, and how do they enroll?
They can go to www.nightingale.edu, and all of the information on all of our programs is there. And our next enrollment is slated for, I think, end of August, beginning of September. I don't quite have the date, but early fall of this year. And again, it's in addition, though, I want to mention that in response to this COVID-19 pandemic, we have developed some public courses, public access courses, and the link is available on our website as well. And so one of those courses deals with just how to be well during this particular pandemic, and how to take care of your loved ones at home if somebody tests positive or has symptoms, and how to recognize when to seek the professional attention and go to a hospital. And then the second course specifically targeted for existing healthcare professionals who want to help on the front lines. And we know, the spike of cases and ICU admissions and hospitalizations in New York and other places it was quite high. And many nurses want to help, but they don't necessarily have ventilator experience. And so we've developed a course that allows them to quickly learn how to take care and manage a patient on a ventilator. So
sort of a continuing education thing.
Continuing education,
nice.
Yes.
Yeah, that's excellent. So it's Nightingale College, and it's nightingalecollege.edu. If you're just somebody who wants...
It's Nightingale.edu, no college.
Oh, just Nightingale.edu.
Nightingale.edu.
Okay. And there's particularly something there for people who want to know how to keep themselves and their families healthy and safe during this pandemic. So that's excellent. And then information there about the ventilators and about how to enroll in the nursing college come this fall. Is there financial assistance available to some people?
Absolutely. So the federal student aid, those who are eligible for it certainly can use that. We have some scholarships that are offered. The employees of our partner facilities, so healthcare facilities that come to us, get scholarships and tuition waivers as well. So there's quite a bit of assistance that's available, and our financial aid office can assist with all of that.
So all you have to do, I guess you have to have a high school, you have to be a high school graduate, but other than that, you can just apply, right?
Yeah, high school graduate or have a GED, and then you can apply. And there's some certainly pre-enrollment testing and application process that everybody goes through, but we guide them through it. And
if you can, I think you can say, I just realized I can't stand the sight of blood. Well, maybe you're not a good candidate for nursing.
Probably not.
Yeah. All right, Mikhail, pleasure talking to you. If you want to find out more, just go to nightingale.edu. Best of luck and stay healthy, okay?
Thank you so much, y'all, and stay safe and healthy as well.
You too.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Talk to you later.
I don't know if you guys know this, but today is the last day of National Nurses Week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize it was a whole week.
Yeah, and also today is Florence Nightingale's 200th birthday, which is crazy because we have Mikhail Shneyder with us. He is the CEO and founder of Nightingale College, which is, of course, as you know, one of the nursing schools here. Mikhail, how are you?
Hey.
I'm well. How are you guys? Thank you for having me.
Dude, I got to learn more about you. You founded Nightingale College. So when did you found it, and what even inspired you to do something like this?
Yeah, so the college started in 2011, so we're almost, next year we'll be 10 years old. And really, as Florence herself, she was a pioneer really in infection control, and she was a statistician and courageously challenged the status quo in her time, and so came up with quite a few new ideas for the times that we still use to this day. And then she founded the first nursing school. So we thought it was really fitting to borrow her name and name our institution, Nightingale College. And so we founded it with this idea of bringing nursing education to underserved populations, to increasing geographic access to it, socioeconomic access to nursing education, bringing it to smaller rural communities. And so we had to completely redesign and rethink the model of delivery of education in order to be able to do that. That was the underlying goal there.
Let me ask you, does that mean more like online programs than that were seen before?
Well, yes. So we do deliver. It's the model is blended. Although with this COVID-19 pandemic that is going on now, we're able to shift absolutely everything online, even the experiential learning. But the model itself is blended education, meaning we deliver all of the theory instruction, didactic instruction online, and then we partner with healthcare employers within different communities throughout the United States to offer the on-ground component, experiential learning component in those communities. So now we operate in 9 states across the nation, from Alaska to Pennsylvania, 5 time zones, and it's doing it on the basis of healthcare employers. And that was essentially the initial nursing school model that Florence Nightingale developed, where nurses were trained at the hospitals, the places that they would work in the future.
We are talking to Mikhail Shneyder, who is the CEO and founder of Nightingale College. Mikhail, I'd love for you to just spend a second and tell both Jackson and Monroe your story, because it's a fascinating one, with you actually coming here when you were 19 years old.
Yes, I was. So I immigrated. I came to the United States with my parents and my brother. We came from the former Soviet Union at the time, and as refugees. And then, I did all sorts of learning English and doing all sorts of odd jobs while preparing for to take my nursing exam here in the United States. Didn't succeed on the first attempt, but 30 days later, voila, I got my nursing license. I've been licensed in the States now for, over 20 years, and worked as a bedside nurse in dialysis, nephrology, and then I kind of progressed in my management career, started managing clinics, and then about 15 years ago, so felt just a call to go into education that thought I would can have a bigger impact on just the profession itself and the supply of nurses in the United States through being in education. And then, in early 2012, got to be the CEO of a college.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I know. I love his story. It's Mikhail Shneyder. He is the CEO and founder of Nightingale College. And we're talking so much about frontline employees right now. And maybe you want to be one of those heroes. This is a way to start that. And Nightingale College has a lot of different programs. I was looking up. There's like the BSN, but you also have one for like an RN to a BSN. Like there's different choices, right?
Correct. Yes. So we offer degree programs at associate, bachelor's, and master's level. So we actually, one of our newer offerings is a master's in nursing education. So we're preparing faculty because there's certainly a shortage of faculty that exists now. And then in the fall, we'll be rolling out our first diploma program, which will be for practical nursing. And then as part of our response to this COVID pandemic, we actually developed a couple of courses for public consumption, and they're available out there. One of the courses is all about how to be well during the pandemic and how to take care of yourself or your loved ones that actually contracted the virus, how to do that at home and do that effectively, and what to pay attention to in terms of the symptoms, at which point then to go to a hospital, because a lot of it can be done at home. Mm-hmm. And then the other one is targeted specifically for healthcare professionals who do not necessarily have ventilator experience, but we know many folks, especially in New York and places like that, where the spike in cases and hospitalizations and ICU admissions was very, very high. Many nurses wanted to respond to that, but some of them may not have this ventilator experience in managing patients on mechanical ventilators, and so we created this course for them so they can quickly become familiar as to how to do that.
Again, we're talking to Mikhail Shneyder, the CEO and founder of Nightingale College. If someone wants to learn more, if they're like, wow, I want to start taking classes, how does one do so?
All of the information is available on our website. It's nightingale.edu. And, you can find absolutely everything from our catalog to all of our accreditation and accolades is all there.
Awesome. Mikhail, thanks for chatting with us.
Thank you so much, guys.